Bridgetown Music, Broadfield Road, Sheffield. Guitars, keyboards, drums, amps, all your music needs in one place. Visit us any day of the week and check out our opening times on our website. Punk is Dead, Sheffield Live. Welcome to Punk is Dead on Sheffield Live, Sheffield Live's only show dedicated to punk rock. I'm Alex.
And I'm Will.
We've got a lot planned for today's show.
There's going to be some great tracks from all the decades today to kick off our first show.
We've got our quiz on the show. I'm going to be asking 15 questions to Will about modern punk, and you can try your best to beat him in the next 3 shows.
All you have to do to take part is submit your name, address and phone number via email to punkisdead@sheffieldlive.com.
And you could be in with a chance to win tickets to the gig of your choice at the Lead Mill. This month's category is modern punk, and it'll change every month. But anyway, today
we're going to be talking about a band that I regard as one of the best ever in punk rock.
Yeah, London Calling, often put at the top of punk's best albums, so it's The Clash we'll be talking about.
We're also going to ask you a question that we want some of your feedback to later in the show.
Right, the first track is from one of the most infamous bands that have ever been around.
These guys stormed the scene when they first came under the spotlight, but not always in a positive way.
Criticised heavily by some people high up in the government for being a detrimental influence to modern society. Their only studio album got a ton of record shops in trouble because of the obscenities on the front.
But for us punk fans, they've been one of the largest influences on the genre, and modern punk owes a huge amount to them.
It helped make people realise you don't need to be as talented as Jimi Hendrix or Paul McCartney to be in a band, and have had an influence on society.
Most people would watch Jimmy Page on TV and dream of being in a band like him, but didn't think they could because they weren't insane guitarists.
But the Pistols showed that all you need is a few power chords to blast out some songs.
And every one of them on their album is one to remember, even having a dig at a record label on their last track. Not a song that EMI will forget.
Unfortunately for us, they only lasted one album before the death of their bassist Sid Vicious in New York in 1979.
Yeah, that marked the end of the band, but not the end of their legacy.
It might have taken a bit of time for people to see that they were more than just anarchists and actually had quite a bit to say on current affairs, but they do seem to get the credit they deserve now.
The politicians that called them idiots probably feel a bit daft themselves now anyway.
For you Pistol fans, we'll talk more about them in detail in a later show.
But here they are. This is Holidays in the Sun.
Always a good way to start a show.
Incredible talent written by a combination of the band members.
Their first track on their debut album.
From the 70s and still has an impact now.
Well, the Pistols had an influence on our next band too.
Unfortunately, these guys might be the last of the big punk bands. Well, for now at least.
Formed as long back as 1986, their first album was released in 1990 called 39 Smooth.
But you'll probably know them for their first big album, Ducky, in 1994.
Of course it's Green Day.
Started off in their early career as a real punk band. Some argue that they went off the genre in their later albums. But Ducky is definitely one of the definitive punk albums of the later punk years.
Their best-selling album was American Idiot, but I think Ducky blows it out of the water.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with you. I prefer it over American Idiot too. Let us know on our Twitter which your favourite Green Day album is.
We'll check out some of your comments later in the show, so keep them clean, guys.
Right, the song we're going to play is When I Come Around.
Love this song, love the intro, one of my favourites on the album.
Same here, definitely one that people recognise. Really grungy punk guitaring. Seems lazy, like the image they put across.
Here it is then.
I could listen to that one again.
Right, it's the time of the show we ask you guys a question.
What was your favourite decade for punk music?
Was it the start of the Seeds and the Kinks in the 60s, or is it modern stuff in the 90s and 2000s?
I reckon my favourite is the 90s. I think it was a good decade for punk revival.
Nirvana, Blink, Green Day, yeah, I can see where you're coming from.
And the Pixies too. I just think these bands gave something new and different to punk that hadn't been done before.
See, I think my favourite was the 70s, The Clash, Sex Pistols, Joy Division, all my favourite classic artists.
Yeah, I think it's between those two for me. Some great albums from the 70s.
I just think albums like London Calling, Raw Power, Unknown Pleasures are hard to beat by any forms of music.